Have you ever heard of a village where every child disappeared in one night, leaving only their shadows behind? No one in Umuaka speaks of that night anymore, but if you listen closely to the forest at dusk, you can still hear children laughing, but not living. Umuaka was a village blessed by laughter. Children played in the river, rolled tires through dusty roads, and chased fireflies under moonlight. Their laughter was the pride of the elders. It was said that as long as children laughed in Umuaka, the gods would protect the land. But one day, the laughter began to fade. The first to notice was Mama Ozioma, the old storyteller. She said the air had grown heavy, like the gods were holding their breath. She warned, when children stop laughing, spirits begin to whisper. No one listened. A week later, a stranger arrived at the market. He wore a red cap too bright for the sun, and his eyes were like still water, no reflection, no light. He sold toys made of glass that glowed at night. No one had ever seen such beauty before. He said, "Give your children these toys and they will never cry again." Mothers rushed to buy them, fathers too, tired of endless crying at night. Even Mama Ozioma begged them to stop, but greed had already entered the village. That night, every child in Umuaka slept with a glowing glass toy beside their pillow, and for the first time in years, the village was silent. No laughter, no crying, just silence. At midnight, a wind colder than harmattan swept through Umuaka. Dogs howled, chickens screamed, and one by one, the glowing toys cracked. Psh, psh, psh. From each broken toy, a mist rose and formed a shadow of each child. Then the shadows stood, smiling. They whispered to each other, "Let's go play in the forest." By dawn, every bed was empty. Only their toys and shadows burned into the walls remained. The village wailed. Fathers ran into the forest with machetes. Mothers tore their wrappers in grief. For days they searched. They found footprints, small, barefoot, countless, leading deeper into the forest where no one dared to go. Then one hunter, Eze, heard something. Children's laughter, but twisted, echoing like it came from beneath the earth. He followed the sound until he reached an ancient iroko tree, taller than any he had ever seen. At its roots was a hole glowing faintly red. Inside, he saw the children, laughing, dancing, playing with the stranger. Only they weren't children anymore. Their eyes were hollow, their skin pale as ash, and when they smiled, you could hear the echo of glass breaking. Eze ran back and told the elders. Mama Ozioma cried, "The gods warned us! The stranger is Okpuso, the collector of laughter. He comes every 100 years to feed on the joy of children." They gathered the strongest warriors, poured libation, and went back to the tree. But the stranger was waiting. He smiled and said, "You gave them to me willingly. You traded their laughter for peace." Lightning struck. The tree burst into flame. The children's shadows screamed and vanished into the smoke. The warriors fled, but Mama Ozioma stood still, whispering a prayer. When the smoke cleared, the stranger was gone. So were the children. Only charred toys remained at the roots of the tree. From that night on, no child was ever born in Umuaka again. The laughter never returned. Even the birds stopped singing. To this day, travelers who pass the old forest at night say they hear children playing among the trees, singing in broken voices. "Mama, Mama, I can't sleep. My toy is calling me." And mind if you ever see a glowing glass toy lying on the road. Don't touch it. Run. Never trade innocence for comfort. Never ignore the voice of the wise, for what we call peace may sometimes be the silence before a storm. If this story touched you, drop a comment. Tell me, what would you have done if you were there that night? Share this with your friends and family so their children never play with the wrong toy. And don't forget to subscribe and follow for more African tales that will make your heart race and your soul tremble.